Well, Mark, I can't believe I'm literally chatting with a living legend right here. I can't imagine what it was like for you to don that hat again and step back into Undertaker's shoes for this film. What did it feel like for you? How fun was it?
First, I had to find all of the stuff. It was no pun intended, dead and buried almost. It was a lot of fun, and I had never heard personally. I never even heard of an interactive movie before, so it was completely new to me, which is always fun. Being involved in something new and learning stuff.
I've spent a lifetime studying the dark arts and uncovered many unnatural forces, but none compared to the Urn's powers.
Hello? Excuse me, Undertaker. It's your boys, the New Day!
But really had a really good time. It was a hectic workload to get it done in the time period that we had to get it done, and really not knowing how the product was gonna come out and how it was gonna resonate with people. But we had a lot of fun doing it, and I don't know, that stuff felt pretty good.
Obviously, like I said, you're a wrestling legend. We know what you can do in the ring. Was there a part of you that was a little nervous about starring in a movie? Like, what made you say yes?
I was just intrigued. I think more so, the way it was presented to me, and like I said, the interactive part. That's what I think was the most intriguing to me, knowing that the audience would be able to make really important decisions in how the movie turns out and what happens to the New Day at the end. So it was that really captivated my interest, and to see like, well, this could turn out so many different ways. And then you start thinking about it, and then you start hoping, like, well, if they play it one way and they choose this decision, are they going to come back and then they're going to want to do it again and then see what happens if they. So it was just a really cool concept to me.
Let me tell you right now, this reporter right here was along for the ride. I went back to see what other kind of like endings I could find. And you guys really did shoot a lot of alternate, directions and endings for this movie. It was wild. It was fun. How fun was it, speaking of, to work with the guys of the New Day in this new way?
I've worked a little bit in the ring with them, but not near. I never had a program or really spent a lot of time being creative with them.
Right.
And those guys, I think what was really the coolest part of it is their energy, right? Yeah. They have such this dynamic, positive energy. And then you put that in contrast to the Undertaker, which is obviously a dark force. And you kind of like, I was a little leery at the beginning when I'm thinking, conceptually, I'm thinking, is it going to be too funny, or will it be, will it take the Undertaker too far out of his roots? But it was just the opposite.
It was a nice balance.
Energy played against mine so well.
They were a nice balance to the Undertaker's darkness. It was really fun to watch. Are you a fan of the horror genre? Do you like scary movies?
Well, are you kidding me?
Right.
Really?
You kind of have to, right?
Yeah. I was, early on when I was doing this character, that was my study. That's what I studied. I could have told you anything about Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, or, any of those guys, because I watched all that stuff and looking at the way they handled themselves and little nuances. And so, yeah, I've always, and I like, just even as a kid, I like scary stuff. And it was just, it was destined to be.
So it's the Undertaker season right now, right? It's time to get spooky.
Yeah, this is usually the time of year I take off, but
speaking of taking off, oh my gosh! So 2020 is when you took a step back from wrestling and from WWE. Are we calling it a retirement? Because I know WWE is full of surprises. Something tells me we have not seen the last of you.
As of this moment, my days in the ring are done. And it's not because I don't want to be in the ring. That is where I've spent most of my adult life, my whole life, really.
Right.
More than half my life has been spent in the wrestling or sports entertainment ring. And So in my mind, I still can see everything, and in my heart, you know, I want to be out there, but it's just at a point where my body can't deliver what my mind and my heart see. My body can't deliver that, and I just don't want to cheapen the legacy of that character. And I'd hate for people to pay money to see me work and be disappointed.
You got a young daughter to chase around over there at home, you know?
You know what? She's actually right now back in the back watching it she just got home from school, so she's back there. And I hope y'all can't hear it, but every once in a while I can hear, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh my God, so she's having fun watching it? It sounds like.
Oh, yeah. She's having a blast.
Did she get to watch a lot of your matches at all? Or you in action?
She saw quite a bit. We kind of protected her those early years, didn't want her seeing Daddy get beat up too, but once she kind of started figuring things out, it was pretty hard to keep her away. And of all my kids, she's probably the one that I need to keep the closest eye on from following in Daddy's footsteps, because and footsteps. She knows the ins and outs, and she could probably tell you more about today's product than I can.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
she's
awesome.
really in tune with what's going on. Yeah.
So are you prepared to be a dad/manager? Or at least a coach? You guys probably one of the best coaches in sports entertainment ever, The Undertaker.
I tell you what, I don't know. I mean, if it's in her heart and that's what she really truly wants to do one day, I'll do my best to coach her up, and obviously her mom will too. But we'll see what happens. We have a long way to go before I start worrying about that.
Yeah. Until then, she can watch you on Netflix.
Yeah, she seems to be having a good time doing that. So hopefully that'll cover it.
I saw that Margot Robbie recently revealed in an interview that she was a fan of The Undertaker growing up. What does it mean to have a fan like someone like Margot?
Well, I mean, obviously it's extremely flattering. I mean, obviously she's one of the, she's one of the hottest actresses out there in terms of what she's putting out, her movies and that whole series. So it's always cool to see people from different genres that are fans, because sometimes you forget, right, that you're a form of entertainment, and so people are, people from different genres are fans of things too. And I would have never placed that one. But I thought it was really cool that she had mentioned that.
Don't you see a glimpse of it now, though, when you are able to see Margot kick butt as Harley Quinn in those Suicide Squad movies? Like now I see the wrestling fan in her, right?
Totally. Oh, totally. Yeah, you can definitely see it. I mean, she'd be an awesome character for WWE. She'd hold her own quite well, looks like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we've seen a few celebs appear on WWE, most recently Bad Bunny over at WrestleMania. Is there a celebrity or someone famous that you think could take on your contemporaries in the ring? Like, who would you want to see kind of show up and pop up one of these days?
You know what? I tell you, Bunny set the bar, man. He set the bar super high. I tell you what, of all the people that have crossed over and done, some cameos for us, I mean, he killed it, man. He
trained.
I know he trained. I mean, obviously it would be different, doing the full schedule.
Right.
But what he did, I thought it was utterly amazing. I was blown away by how good he was.
While we wrap things up, I have a quick rapid fire set of questions for you about The Undertaker, about spooky season. My first thing is, what is The Undertaker's favorite scary movie?
The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay. Oh, classic.
Yeah, old school stuff.
Yeah.
The thing was always with the scare, which, it all got into slash and gore and all that, which I think always kind of took away eventually. It took away from the scariness.
Right.
Hitchcock, he always left it with the theater of the mind. Like, he left you to think, like, what happened in Psycho, it's just like, I always thought that was definitely your mind. What you think in your mind is far scarier than any special effect they can do. So It's kind of old school, but what else would you expect from The Undertaker?
That's right. That's a good one. You weren't lying. You do love the genre. I love that. What's The Undertaker's favorite Halloween candy?
I'm not a sweet guy, but let's go with Skittles.
Okay. Taste the rainbow. Yes.
Taste the rainbow. Yes, I say Skittles because they'll be all over. Skittles and candy corn will be all over the house here shortly.
There you go. What scares the Undertaker? Like, does the Undertaker have a fear?
Yeah, Michelle McCool.
Yes. And finally, help all those folks out there. What's the key to a good Undertaker Halloween costume?
You got to have a classic coat and the classic hat.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of times I see them and people will get hats and coats that are too small, and then you just kind of go, oh. I mean, I know where you were going there, but
But you didn't land.
you didn't quite stick the landing. Got to have the hat, you got to have the coat, and if you got an eye roll in you, man, then that's money.